BB851, turn right, heading 180. 14 Papa, turn right 245, report localizer established 27.
Air France is one of the carriers rapidly phasing out the Airbus A380, with plans to remove all 10 that currently fly by 2022. The A380 with Air France, registered as F-HPJB, was delivered to the carrier in 2010, and since then has flown thousands of flights, with millions of passengers boarding the jet. However, last week it was flown to Malta, where it will now return to its original lessor. This is not the first time we've actually seen something like this take place, though. Singapore Airlines back in 2017 also started to phase out their own Airbus A380s, which, as we know, the first two were scrapped at the moment, and specifically the first one just recently having had its scrapping come to a close. Interestingly enough, the type is being prepared to head back to Dr. Peters, but according to an article published by Flight Global, it will return to service and operate one last commercial flight on the first day of 2020. A second Airbus A380, though, with Air France is set to be delivered to Dr. Peters in 2020 as well. As for the fate of the 10 A380s on a whole, that's Dr. Peters and also the other company's jobs, as they identify whether there's a demand for the type, like what we've seen in the second-hand market with Hi Fly. Their A380 has been utilised on a leasing basis to help airlines which are struggling with engine issues. It has also performed regular charter services, although on the grand scheme of things, it certainly has not been the success many thought it would have been. Continuing on with the retirement of all 10 Airbus A380s, this will actually make Air France the first carrier to fully retire the type, with other airlines progressively phasing them out, either one by one or just simply by half. The decision actually only came recently to remove all 10, as it was originally decided they would be removing half of their A380s, and then begin refurbishing their remaining 5 to fly well into the future. Ultimately, though, after further researching the idea of doing this, it was not going to be the safest nor best business decision, and they did adjust it to set a 2021-2022 retirement date for all. Finally, though, why did Air France actually retire the type? A perfect way to end this video. Well, there's a few reasons, but we'll begin though with their product on offer, which is significantly worse than any other airline flying the type. Air France have admitted this and understand that their product is certainly not up to scratch. Attempting to actually change that, as briefly mentioned earlier, was set to cost them 45 million euros per plane. Now that's times 10. It's far too high to be doing this, and essentially Air France thought it'd be better off to remove it. That's why we move on to efficiency next. The Airbus A380 is not the most efficient aircraft, and it really only works with some airlines, as they can fill it up completely on regular services. Air France have worked out that aircraft like the A350, 777, and even the 787 are doing the job perfectly that the A380 would. They've got less capacity and those jets are more efficient, hence talk of a new wide-body order coming very shortly. With that being said, do feel free to leave your thoughts on the first Airbus A380 with Air France being retired in the comments below, and as always, thanks for tuning into another one of my videos.